Okay, hi. Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome back to my kitchen. It's the weekend, so kick your shoes off and let's try another recipe. Today we're going to do some ramen because we're all craving some noodles, and we're going to use Gaz Oakley's recipe out of this book. It's called the Ramen. It's on page 114 if you're following along, and this one promises to taste really yummy. The first thing I want to do is get my tofu squeezing, draining, drying. So I've got two different tofus today because I wasn't really sure which one would be the best one to use. I have a firm tofu, and then my other one is an extra firm tofu. This one is quite soft, so I'm not quite sure how that's going to work for us. Get every little bit out of that box. So this is the firm one. I thought there was going to be more water in this box than there is, so I'm really quite pleased with that. So this one is quite a bit firmer, as you can see. So I just am gonna get it between some paper towels and put some weight on top of it while we get our broth started, just to get some of that water out of there. Okay, so while that is happening, so today I'm gonna use the saute function on the Instapot, and then I've got a big pot over here that I've got full of water, and we'll get that. So I could probably get that rolling now and let that come to a boil, because we'll just pop our noodles in there when we're ready. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get our veggies into the Instapot and sauteing. You don't need to cut them up into fabulous chunks, because basically we're going to be flavoring our stock. So on the saute function, I'm gonna put it on, probably, doesn't like to go past 30 apparently. Okay, so we'll start there. Put it on normal. We just want to get our veggies kind of caramelizing on the bottom, so it adds flavor to our broth. Because ramen has a very mild flavor, and not a lot of, it has more fresh veggies than chunks of cooked veggies. So I've just started a couple of my peppers to save us some time. And again, nice fat chunks. And we're just gonna let them brown up a bit, and then it'll flavor our stock. So the way I deal with a pepper is I cut the top off like that. I pop the what do you call it, stem out of there. It's going in my garbage bowl underneath my table here. And then I don't waste any of the pepper. My family loves ramen. Don't know about yours, but it's fast, easy, and pretty healthful. And you don't have to use fat or anything in this recipe, so it's really quite nice. And once you've seasoned everything up, then the flavor is outstanding, and it seasons all your noodles. So the other thing going into my broth for flavor is celery. We're just gonna get that down into the pot. I'll give it a stir. Start to come to a sizzle. The colors are beautiful in there. So the other thing I haven't added into there yet was some cloves of garlic. I think I'll just clean up a few of their ends. And again, we're just doing this for some flavor. And they'll cook down. Don't like that one. There we go. Alright, things are heating up at the bottom of my pot. So I don't really want everything to caramelize, even though I do want that to bring in a little bit of flavor. So I'm going to open my vegetable stock and just add a splash into the bottom. It's all going in there anyways. This is going to keep it from catching on the bottom of the Instant Pot while it's heating up and sweating out all that veg. All right. So while that's doing that, I am going to switch over to my food processor. So I've got the little inside that lets me blitz a smaller amount. And then I've got some dried porcini mushrooms. Now this is in lieu of mushroom powder because I don't have any, and I haven't really been able to find any anywhere. So if you know where I can find it, let me know. This is gonna add some, they all talk about umami. This is gonna add that deep, earthy flavor to your soup. I've got some Chinese 5 spice powder. I'm just gonna add a little sprinkle because I really like the flavors that it brings, and I enjoy it a lot. I think you will too. Okay, I'm just gonna blitz that. So they're grinding as well as I want them to. So they're quite powdery. There's still some chunks in there. And I've just grabbed a pinch of some freeze-dried chili pepper. I'm gonna add that in there as well. Give it another whiz. But as you can see, it has brought much of it down to a powder. Still some chunks. That'll be awesome in our stock. So while that's still cooking, we're gonna get started on our tofu. And what I want to do is create a bit of a marinade tofu, and it's going to be miso paste. And we want some sesame oil, maple syrup. And then we're gonna do some sesame seeds as well. I've got sesame oil, maple syrup, And I'm just gonna put it in one of these bowls. So the recipe calls for a tablespoon of sesame oil, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, yeah, I can't get that off. Thank you. So about twice as much maple syrup as sesame oil. And then 3 tablespoons of miso paste. I have the white Hirosho miso. And we'll just mix that together. And what I'm looking for is something that will coat the tofu, but not really thickly, because we're gonna bake it. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water to that. Right, that looks great. It smells awesome, actually. So I've got my coating. Oh, give this a quick stir. Make sure that's looking okay. So normally when you would make ramen, you would put some fish oil in there. You would put some, what do you call it, bonito flakes. But because we're doing it vegan style, we're not going to have any of that stuff. So I have some white sesame seeds here. And some black sesame seeds. And then I'm just going to press this, make sure it's okay. It's very, dude, I'm always surprised at how much water comes out of that. Okay, because this one in particular is really quite delicate, I'm gonna just give it a careful slice. I really would like it to be more in cubes. I'm gonna drop it in my flavor. Give it a bit of a cover. And then, oops, probably want to give that a bit of a stir. And then I'm going to just throw them right in there. Let's see, already breaking. But I think I'm okay. So this is what we're doing right now, is the firm tofu, whereas the other block is the extra firm tofu. Just so I can give these a toss in the sesame seeds. Get them somewhat covered. And I'm going to put them right onto my air dryer baking rack. And I would put them right into a regular rack for the oven. I just happen to have this rack that encourages the air to go from all directions. So I try to use that whenever I can. So this is the extra firm tofu, much nicer to cut. Right? gonna deal with in that. So what I really like about baking tofu is that it does dry it quite a bit. And I think this will be a nice addition for our ramen. So I'm gonna pop these in a 300-degree oven. And they will crisp up. For about 15 minutes. Okay, all of our veggies have browned on the bottom. So I am ready to add. I'm going to deglaze with our veggie stock. And then we want to add our tomatoes, ginger, the chilies, and the mushrooms that we put in there. And I think my tomatoes are over here. So we got our mushroom powder in there. A little bit of 5 spice, smells awesome. I do not like that bit of that tomato. So it is out of there. So the tomato adds that depth of flavor to your ramen stock. Again, we're not looking to have big chunks of tomato in our soup. We're just looking for the stock. So this is all about flavor. So I've got 4 tomatoes here. Add. And then I have more veggie stock and a few seasonings that we're going to put in there. Should really get my camera guy to sharpen my knives before we start. I think I have one of those K-tel sharpeners. Do you guys even know what K-tel is?
No.
Ah, that's funny. I'm sure the people out there watching me know what K-tel is.
Is it like Shopping Channel?
You know what? I'm not really sure how it got started, but they made the album Goofy Grapes.
Oh.
And you could buy a K-tel record sorter. So it was basically a file system, and you slotted all your LPs in these slots, and then you could flip the first one forward and it would slowly flip through all your records so you could pick the one you wanted. It was awesome. Alrighty, so we want to have some star anise, which I don't have. So instead of star anise, I am going to use fennel seeds to get me that licorice flavor. And the recipe calls for 1 star anise. I'm going to do a pinch of fennel, some cinnamon, some pepper, and some soy sauce, and some rice vinegar. My giant vat of soy sauce. So I want about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I'm gonna put in some fresh ginger because I have it. Don't always have it. It's been sitting around waiting for me to use it for quite some time. So I've got a cube of it. I will slice it and then going to give it a whack. It just kind of crushes all of its little fibers. That goes right in there. Rice wine vinegar. Look at that. Brand new one. A couple tablespoons of that. Oh, some pepper. From my giant vat of pepper. And then another box of veggie stock. Okay. The fennel we used, cinnamon. I knew I was forgetting something. Cinnamon, cinnamon, cinnamon. There we go. So we're gonna leave this. Now we've got all our ingredients in the pot. So we've got our hot water is ready for the noodles, and we're gonna let our stock simmer for about 30 minutes so that all the flavor cooks out and into the juice. I will just put that back on. 30 minutes and we'll be back to cook our noodles and put this all together.
Many minutes later.
Yeah, go. Oh, I'm just not sure what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, go.
Thumbs up, yay. Okay, so we've just got our broth is done. We're just gonna give it a strain. I'm just bringing the water back up to boil so we could get our noodles in there, which has given up all of its goodness. Is that too hot? Nope. Is this good from here? Whoop. It's hard to do it from that angle. Oh. Well,
close.
As soon as I take this out, we're good. Perfect. It was perfect, not close. So look at the color on that broth. Perfect. I hate to lose a drop. Okay, out of our way. There's our fabulous broth. Now we have a rolling boil here. So I've got an open package of these are rice sticks. So they're rice noodles. They'll cook really, really quickly. Use that package too. Get my pasta spoon. Give it a bit of a wiggle. Make sure they're not sticking together like big water glue. So these don't take very long, but I'm also gonna add I have some millet and brown rice ramen noodles. I'm gonna add some of those as well, because I quite like them.
Can you see the fountain?
Of the package?
Yeah.
I didn't think we wanted to do that. So these are just in little bricks, and I'll pop them in once the rice noodles are ready to go. Which, see how fast they go? Really nice option. I have a gluten-free ants. I have 2 gluten-free ants, and I will cook rice noodles for them. And because this is millet and rice ramen, it breaks apart a little bit easier than a regular noodle. So I want to be super gentle with it. And I'm gonna just give my peas a bit of a slice. I think I'm gonna slice them the other way. Just get that fresh pea flavor in there. It'll be nice in your noodles. Sometimes I just run them right through the food processor. Ooh, and sometimes when I do that, I pickle them. And they're awesome. We'll do a pickle show later. Got a few chilies here. Just gonna pull the green stems off. And then give them a bit of a slice. So our ramen is starting to come apart and soak up some of that water. Just want to encourage it to separate. All right, now I'm gonna take my bowl. So we have our noodles here. I'm going to chop some of this bok choy. I'm gonna take the middles out. Cut it into quarters. So we'll have that quarter there. I'm gonna add some pea shoots and some bean sprouts. And a good mitt full of peas, some chilies, just because they're awesome and they just add some great color, and some green onion. And then first I will just want to put a pinch of this dried basil on. I would prefer fresh basil. And then a big scoop of the hot broth right over top of everything until it fills the bowl. And then you could add some really nice teak chopsticks like that, and then let your camera guy try it.
You gotta try it. Let me
Do
take
I?
pictures first.
I am not a good noodle eater. I generally do it in the privacy of my own home, definitely not on camera. Very nice. Spicy, and that broth is so flavorful. And the veggies are nice and fresh. Better than chicken soup any day. Oh my God, you know what we forgot? Here is our fabulous tofu. There, now you have to take pictures again.